Welcome class 5 to our lesson. Today we want to move on as we are going to discuss soil. Remember, if you're watching this video, you are expected to take down or write down some short notes that will help you. Also, you'll be required to send those notes to confirm if you are following our lesson of social studies. So today we want to discuss about soils, different types of soil that you find in Kenya. And in Kenya, we have a variety or different types of soils that we are going to discuss today. So if someone asks you how soil is formed, you will just say that soil is formed through a process called weathering. So weathering is a process in which soil is formed. And also in the previous classes, you learned that soil has different components or components of soils. Soil contains organic matter. Soil contains rock particles. Soil contains humus and air. Soil contains mineral salts and also water and living organisms. So those are different types of soil components. And in Kenya, I've told you we have different types of soils. Number one is what we call volcanic soil. So volcanic soil is a soil that is normally found in the highlands parts of Kenya, and it is very fertile, suitable for the, and it is also suitable for growing of some highland crops. And these highland crops include tea, coffee, and pyrethrum. We also have black cotton soil, which we normally refer to as clay soil. We also have sandy soil, loam soil, and alluvial soil. So alluvial soil is also referred to as young soil. So let's tackle this type of soil one by one. We'll start with volcanic soil, which is red in color. It is very deep and well drained. It occurs in layers and has medium-sized soil particles. So the particles are not that large, neither are they small. They are medium. And like I told you earlier, this type of soil is normally found in the highlands part of Kenya. Then number two, we have clay soil. We're also writing them down. It's also known as black cotton soil. It has small size particles, also smooth particles. It is dark in color. It is deep also and fertile, where you can grow sugarcane. It is poorly drained. So this soil, that is why it causes water lodging, because it is very poorly drained. It does not allow water to pass through it. So soil that has poor drainage, unlike sand soil, which has the best drainage. So it is muddy and sticky when wet or during the dry season. Then it's also a soil that cracks when dry or cracks during dry season. So that is black soil, black cotton soil, which is also referred to as clay soil. Then we have sand soil, and sand soil has large particles, also very shallow and dry, contains a lot of air, or it has large air spaces, and water slips through them very fast, or in other words, it has the best drainage, but low water retention capacity. It loses nutrients mainly through leaching. So this type of soil, it's not suitable for farming because it normally loses its nutrients through leaching. Then we have loam soil. It's a mixture of some medium and large soil particles. It retains a reasonable amount of water. It is fertile, deep also, and well drained. It also appears in different colors. It can be gray, dark brown, and also dark gray. Then the last type of soil is what we call alluvial soil, or what we call young soil. It is found mainly in the river valleys and floodplains. In other words, at the shores of the rivers and lakes. They are made of silts rather. Soil particles are of medium size. It also has a smooth texture and they are deep and fertile. Now, this type of soil, we have what we call soil erosion. So someone can ask you, what is soil erosion? Soil erosion is the natural displacement of soil from the original place of formation to another by agents of erosion like wind, water, and human beings. So, like I told you, is that soil is formed through a process called weathering. But sometimes that soil can be displaced from one place to another. And what now displaces that soil is what we refer to as agents of erosion. For example, soil can be moved by wind, soil can be moved by water from one place to another, or by human beings or other animals. So this is what's called agents of soil erosion. And then when you move them now, it may cause some effects to maybe to the plant lives. So if someone asks you to name some of the major causes or what causes now that soil to move or to be displaced, number one, the major causes of soil erosion is deforestation. When you cut down trees, it exposes the soil to agents of soil erosion. Remember, soils has deep roots which hold the particles of soil together. So when you cut down trees, you will expose the soil to agents of soil erosion, and they'll be displaced or they'll be moved from their place of where they were formed. Number two also is overstocking, keeping large herds of livestock beyond the capacity of the land, leading to overgrazing. So if you keep large herds of cattle or livestock, it will eat all the grass, and now the land will be left bare. And now the agents now of soil erosion will come and take away the soil away. Then you have overgrazing, livestock grazing on all pasture or vegetation, leaving the ground bare, therefore causing soil erosion. Then we also have monocropping. So mono means one, growing of one type of crops on the same piece of land year after year exhausts soil fertility. And when it exhausts soil fertility, it means that now the crops will not be able to grow there, and also the land will be left bare, exposing soil to agents of soil erosion. Then we have overcropping, growing of many different types of crop which compete for nutrients. The soil finally becomes loose and infertile. So when the soil becomes loose and infertile, there's no crop that will grow there. Then we also have what you call up the hill or hill cultivation. So when you grow crops up the hill, it will cause what we call gully erosion, which may result to a landslide. So you can change this one, which is soil erosion. When you're writing your notes, so let me change it for you. So soil erosion, mining and quarrying. So result to displacement of soil. So when there is mining in the area or quarrying, it will make the soil to be loose, or because you are digging very deep, you will also expose soil to agents of soil erosion. Now, what are the effects of soil erosion? Or when these soils are removed now from their place of formation, what will happen? What will happen? So you can also change this one. Same piece of land. So there's no problem. Effects of soil erosion on human activities. So when these soils are moved from one place to another, what is the effect? The stocking, reducing the number of livestock in the farm. Then application of fertilizers to the soil in order to increase its fertility. Now farming will be very expensive because now soil has lost its fertility. So you need to boost the fertility of the soil. So you'll incur some costs of applying fertilizers. And then you also introduce afforestation and reforestation programs. You need to introduce them, afforestation and reforestation. So you need to plant more trees because now soils have been eroded. Then promotion of agriculture in the floodplain where soil is fertile and adoption of good farming methods to reduce soil erosion, and addition of expense with the government in building dams, dikes, and canals. So these are effects of soil erosion on human activities. Then if you are now to prevent, remember prevention is better than cure. How can you conserve soil? Number one, plant trees. And we said planting of trees is what we call afforestation. So afforestation is planting of trees. And even if someone cuts them down, remember cutting down of trees is what we call deforestation. You can also plant trees where they have been cut down. So when you plant trees where they've been cut down, that process is what we call reforestation. And the two processes will be able to conserve soil. Then we also have another one which is called agroforestry. So agroforestry is planting of trees together with crops. You can grow crops in your farm and you are also planting trees together. They'll help to do what? To hold the particles of soils together. So what we are saying here also is that crop rotation, growing of crops on the same piece of land in alternate planting season. So if today maybe you have grown maize, next time you grow another type of crop so that they will not exhaust the nutrients. Mulching, also the covering of the base ground with grass to prevent moisture loss. It will also prevent and hold the particles of soil together. Then cover cropping, planting of perennial crops like coffee and bananas together with food crops like potatoes, beans, and maize. You can also construct gabions, or what we call porous down, piling up stones in iron cages to prevent further movement of soil downhill. So this one always prevents gully erosion. Then you can also make horizontal steps on sides of a hilly areas, what we call terracing. Following, leaving the land idle for some time in order to retain its fertility, also very important. You can also create what you call cut-off drainage. This is the digging of trenches to divert water from hilltop. So if you are staying in a hilly place, you can also introduce cut-off drains. Then control grazing. Control your grazing. If you have livestock, control the grazing so that they don't do what? They don't feed on excess pasture or on all pasture. This is done by subdividing land into paddocks. So if today they're eating in this size, this part of the land, tomorrow is another place. Then you can also use fertilizer and manure. You can also introduce what we call contour plowing. This is plowing of farm across the land, guided by the contour. So this one will help you to conserve soil. So I believe you have written down the notes. You can also pause this video as you do what, as you write the notes. So the notes, they will start from here where we started with soils. So let me just show you where you'll start from here. So after, you can pause the video, write these notes down until down here. So after there, you can go here to volcanic soil, or you can just check characteristics of types of soils. We start with volcanic soil, clay soil, then come and write sand soil. It has large particles. Then loam soil, after writing loam soil, and then alluvial soil. Then after writing alluvial soil, causes of soil erosion, very important. Effects of soil erosion on human activities. And the last thing is soil conservation measures. So class 5, that is our lesson for today. Write those notes down and they'll be very helpful to you. Have a nice day.